7 days lost on the island, where there are so many coconuts to eat. Fresh water is more precious than gold, and every meal is a fight for survival. This guy doesn't succumb to hunger. That stealthily traps salamanders. Grilled crab in the middle of the burning coconut forest. From the sound of fire to the smell of fragrant fish, every moment is a symphony between humans and nature, wild alone in the sea. Whether bravery or hunger will win. See until the end to find out. On a plane, there's only one passenger in the room. Then suddenly the engine burns. The propeller caught fire and broke apart. The plane broke apart in pieces. Follow the poor passenger, plunge into the sea in a free fall. No one wants. Just came out of the water. I still can't believe I'm alive, panicked. But fortunately, the VA luggage floating next to him becomes a reluctant savior. Help me float my tent in the ocean. Without it, you must be salted now. Rushed to swim frog style, full of determination, he crept up VA to the shore in a state of fatigue. Just put your back up. The sand you're lying on, breathless. The mind is spinning because it is not complete. After a round-trip airfare, looking up at the blue sky, I thank God for being whole. Then roll your eyes around. Discover the wild but poetic landscape. Hard to think, maybe this is the paradise people talk about. Don't let time go by. You start your journey of survival by finding the first coconut. One-shot supplement. He took a long breath of water. Just throw the stick into the sea. Let the waves go. Next is the coconut chopping trip. Prepare to build a shelter at the top. You cut a pretty bunch. Then hand-picked up 2 more coconuts to bring back a corner of shady earth. Clearing the land with a few knife blows. Neatly he brushed the trees' branches aside. It's an ideal space to build a house. Knife technique is so good that if there is a prize, the golden knife, you definitely won the championship. Walking along the beach, he found a series of dry bamboo bars scattered. Without hesitation, he collected 10 bars. Use 3 trees as pillars. Main and triangular roof frame. Steady with the fishing coils in your luggage you tied. At each corner of the foot, remove the sand to increase stability. That has not stopped. You're collecting more rotting wood on the shore. Build the rest of the roof. In a split second, the basic framework is complete. I'm starting to feel weak. He aimed at the nearby coconut trees. Start the climbing to the top. Step by step I climb without hesitation. Your tree climbing skills make people take their hats off. Just fast and standard 01 excess movement. To the top of the tree, he carefully plucked each coconut and dropped it on the ground, absolutely not to lose balance. After completing the mission on high, I fell down in a sigh of relief. 2 hands holding coconuts walking to the beach, but when you put your foot on the rock, he found that the soles of his feet were scratched by a shredded stone, into worrying that there might be an infection. But after a few seconds of thinking, I let go of my worries. Add another coconut and sit on the sand. Relax watching the sea. It feels like sitting on the beach. Take a sip of cool coconut water. The wind blows by in the sky. It makes you feel so good. Spirit flies as high as a kite to the wind. After minute chill high quality, I went back to the shelter and looked at the work. I almost thought I was building a chicken coop. I can't accept that painful truth. He decided to upgrade the roof to make it less face to face with yourself. First you sharpen the knife. As serious as a blacksmith preparing for war. Grind until it's sharp. You can cut your hair in the wind. Then you get to work. Start by stripping the coconut leaves to pieces. Finished hero. Cut off the whole bunch of leaves for a sufficient amount. His hands are constantly knitting each leaf. Knit so much that if there is a coconut leaf knitting Olympic competition, I'm sure you won the gold medal. When you have enough resources, you finish the roof. Start the roofing process. Each piece of leaf is carefully installed in the roof frame. It's like a protective net. Soon the roof was clearly formed. I looked at the sun and covered the rain. Just bold homestay style wild. However, after looking closely, I took a new breath. 30% of the way to the island mansion is still a long way off. He aimed again at the nearby coconut tree, to climb up to pick some fruit for refreshment. Standing on a tiny tree, I tried to reach for the coconuts that were dangling from the sky, but they're too young for nothing. Eyes around the beach, I found a coconut on the ground. Expression changes color because I realized this wasn't a self-inflicted trophy, it's a drop. Still holding a knife to see why. I may have picked up a little leech. Take the knife. You start digging out the coconuts inside. If you can make a few pieces, reward yourself with a screen. Beach extreme relaxation. And then come back and brush the floor with palm leaves. But his poor back immediately protested. It turns out that the floor is all dry leaves with coconut leaves. Lie down in pain, so you have to prepare more material to cover it. I hope the homemade leaf mattress will support the bones. Then when the temporary shelter was okay, you use your hand to eat. Use every bit of water and dust. True spirit of saving for survival. Before I could rest, I set a trap. Simple but effective. Try a trap with a tree branch to see if the mechanism works. I'm going to take the coconut from another fruit. But when I opened it, I saw that the inside was broken. Then take the knife. Decided to go deep into the forest looking for fresh fruit. Lucky smile. I met a fallen coconut. It's still healing outside. I was in a hurry to pick it up because I knew it could still be eaten. I'm nervous. I hope that the inside is not damaged or leaking water. It doesn't stop there. Cherry a hole next to the shelter. Put the trap inside and hide it in the leaves like a toothmaster. Next, he poured water down to make the trap more realistic, then tie it up firmly. By the way, his hand chopped off another tree branch with a sharp head. Tie the rope tightly and cut it down for convenience of use. Where is everything calculated? To prepare for the fire. I picked up some dirt from the palm leaves. Go back and start a fire. You turn the wood. Just rotate and press to create friction. The face is serious. Your hands are beating like a performer. Light a fire in the forest. I kept spinning without seeing the smoke. The spirit is also a little shaky, but don't give up. You keep spinning until the first smoke appears. Your eyes light up hope. Focus high pitch. He poured more foam close to blow slightly. Blow killed for a while. Smoke started lan out of obscurity. After a few minutes of skillful breathing, I finally saw the spark. Then the fire blazed bright. I hurriedly lit more wood, ignited the fire successfully in ineffable joy. Like life is, when the group is done, the face is hot. Standing near the fire and sweating, the feeling of happiness is fun and the heat is still hot. It's like being slightly burned. Then I don't know where to pull out another coconut. I put on a few. Who is cutting? The water and the coconut splashes. I almost dropped the knife. Calm down. You use your hand to stab the coconut. It's like trying to solve a puzzle in a box. Rubik tropical version. Your eyes suddenly glanced up. A look that was both mysterious and pleasant. Seems to have learned something from the structure. Cabinet 7 of coconuts. After that artistic operation, he started drinking coconut water in small sips of enjoyment. Finished drinking not to waste. You continue to gnaw the rest of the coconut pulp. Eat well. Hand-mouth works without rest while the eyes are still looking far away. Maybe I'm thinking about the next one. After going to the beach, to the wind show wake up, I caught a fallen coconut tree lying naked in the sky. I didn't think I could find the treasure, but unfortunately there's no fruit attached. The right kind of dead body. I looked around bored and went back to camp. It's already dark. The sunset dyed yellow and the roof collapsed. Don't let time go by in vain. I picked up some dry palm leaves to get started. Make up the hut. Make it look desolate. Suddenly, he spotted a crab crawling by. So I'm excited to tease him a little bit for fun. Who was afraid it was startled to run away like a ghost. Not enough regrets. Where does its flock come from? Big crab, small crab. Laura's beam as if preparing a total counterattack. See, the situation is not right. He shoveled sand into the crabs to stop them. But they're quickly bursting into the cave. Disappear like never before. The next morning I woke up and sat on a big log. Hand against chin. I think I'm really stupid. You've been in here for 6 days, and you haven't made a fool of yourself. Anything. How much unfinished business makes you a little depressed. But then you're in shock. Bring the wood back to the kitchen. Prepare for a new fire. So you're adding a bunch of stuff. And then take more coconut raw for refreshment. Then go to the beach to wash away the boredom. While resting, you always show off some shocking information. I peed 8 times last night. Makes you doubt yourself. You may have a serious health problem yourself. Even so, I still hold Theo's rod. The tiger decided to hunt for more seafood. Out to the shore, I start to drop my fish into the water. Some curious fish have seen the bait. You don't just pull back and forth. Tease the fish to do some bait. I finally caught one. Is a promising fat-bodied grouper for lunch. We finished catching the fish. He went to the nearby rock to shave some more hair, so it sticks to the surface. The ocean's waves shot up continuously. It makes me feel like I'm threatened by a ghost. One of your chosen ones to take home as bait. He banged it out, hooked his gut up to the hook. If you drop it, the fish will bite. But it hasn't been craving. He kept on dropping his prey. Any fish that bites is pulled on the fish is not large, then released again. Today is a very lucky day for you. Every drop of bait sticks. Take turns pulling up, no one left. One of the fish I caught was the biggest. That makes me extremely satisfied. My hand started to come back. Go along the coast and follow the old way. Go deep into the forest to check the trap set before. But where the trap is still the same. There was no sign of being touched. It's as if the whole forest went on a collective vacation. I hope you come back out of the forest. Start back to camp. On the way, I picked up some coconuts. To prepare meals, I put the fish on the frame and started smoking. The coconut part is poured water, cooked into a fragrant coconut porridge. A few minutes after the fish ripened, the fragrance of land filled the island. Try a piece. I just found that the coconut is still a little hard, so think of a way to boil more. It doesn't stop there. You keep removing the coconut shell, keeping the skull inside. It seems to be hatching the idea of doing something very out-of-shape engineer invention in the middle of the forest. After work is done, he took a sip of coconut water and drank the fish. After a while, it was ripe. Cut the meat with a little salt. Yes, this survival guy also carries salt. Top of the top. I just want to cry because it tastes so good. Compared to the meals you ate recently, just eat until there's a fish head left. And start sharpening knives. You don't waste the coconut porridge. You cook until it's ripe and pour out the coconut skull. Just like that, you sit and enjoy the coconut porridge. Delicious, nutritious, to eat and drink, and carry 2 bamboo. And form a 3-legged chain and hang the pot. I'm going for a walk after that. I found a goose out there. And a farmer's muffin. But they fly away. I went to a nearby landfill. I saw a coconut that had sprouted leaves. Pick up double raw, gets a little coconut dream. Eat it right away. Then take a bath and go home to bed. But it's too hot when I'm sleeping. I woke up and looked into the forest and saw something. You go in, and then go back to the beach. Sit and watch the sea and catch the wind. I picked up a few more coconuts, dried to make coconut stew. Started cutting coconuts in half, one by one. There's a lot of coconuts in there. Make me smile like a flower. This is the best I've found since I arrived. This island. A little more coconut soup. After eating, wash your face and go back to the kitchen. Lie down a little and it's dark. That night, the crabs are constantly bothering you, and you're crawling in large numbers. Over the next few days, you continue to complete the prefabrication of the house. Then it's light again. I hate it because ants are everywhere, filled with shoes and feet. So much so that the coconut dream. Yesterday I was also left by the ants, swept clean. To dry the room and avoid smoke asphyxiation, I stretched the chimney out so that smoke doesn't get trapped in the house. Yesterday when I slept, I saw a piece of bone. Maybe an animal ate all the meat. So he decided to use a fish as bait. He carried the knife deep into the forest. I met a lot of ants in the middle of the road, and then dig up a dried coconut, make a fire and take the dried coconut and the fishing rod. Start dropping sentences, one wave after another. The fish doesn't touch the bait. He could only sigh in vain. The bait is almost dry, and the stomach is screaming, so I went back and picked up some sea turtle stuck on the rocks. Take it home, break it, and hang it on a hook, in the flimsy hope that the fish will relent and bite. But life is not like a dream. There's no catch. He clicked his tongue and chopped the coconut to ease his sadness, but the body starts to protest. Because these coconuts are old and it was a little musty, but still have to swallow for decent, because outside the coconut, there are only sea winds and tears. Finished eating, he hides the other half on a palm branch like gold, and then back to fighting the porridge pot. 3 days old, lightly fermented. After eating, the pot is thrown out to the sea for the fish to eat, though catfish bait. But I wouldn't refuse the free porridge. And then you get some seawater, hang up and start boiling. I just picked up a couple of slugs and sprinkle a little salt for the rich sea identity, and then cook the coconut soup again. His reluctant cupboard. Now you've got a plug. Straight into the tree like a prehistoric warrior. Take it to the beach. Stomach to catch fish, because I saw stingrays swimming by. You sneak up on one. But before he could do that, he wagged his tail, leaving a look of regret mixed with a little bitterness. I was wandering and found a strange wild fruit, and point at it and declare the apple, deadly with serious eyes. It's like taking a bite and going to the emergency room. So don't be foolish to try if you don't want to say goodbye to your precious teeth. He assured me he didn't use anything poisonous. It hurt, and then turned to another tree. If you shake a few, you will drop a few fragrant ripe berries. The smell is good, so don't hesitate to put it in your mouth. Don't forget to drop the seeds and plant them. I hope one day to grow fruit. Sweet as a childhood dream. After the colorful dinner, he leisurely strolled by the beach. I picked up other wild berries. It's like getting some sugar back in so you don't faint. After eating, go back and chop more coconuts to drink. Give me the addiction. This guy is addicted to water. Coconuts are better than social media addiction. When you're done, you put the lance in the sand, so that the fish swim horizontally as far, always for hot. And then we're walking out into these coastal rocks. Start to pick up the ha as solid as concrete. And then leisurely fishing in the sunset is letting go. It's just as romantic as Korean movies. And yes, there's no fish to bite. So he took the snails he'd just picked up and boiled them. In my head, I'm working on a new plan. Take Ross trap and start the work. Trap that AI or something to make tomorrow's meal less boring. To pull out the trap RA set up as a project. Graduated in handicraft. And then visit another trap and it's haunted. I met a salamander trapped in a tree hole like a debt of life. For not daring to use handshake. Who dares to tie a rope and you stalk like a cat stalking a mouse? As long as it moves, it's trapped. But this one doesn't want to move. It makes you want to pluck wood and set the house on fire. Does not burn the nest. I saw the fire go out in a hurry. Not for fear of wildfires, afraid of turning salamanders into garlic butter toast. It just needs a little smoke to suffocate. Who's afraid of flying around like Black Friday? Open the door and sit and wait, and the salamander still plays like a stone. I finally left to make a cooking pot. Eating while watching the sky get dark, then light a fire, dream of a buffet. On Wednesday morning I woke up as if I had never been tired, checked the head trap and hit a purple crab. It is true that those who do not eat all the time do not rar, but breakfast is only dry coconuts. I eat the bread that is as old as date bread. Don't give up, go to another beach. Digging more fruit, they smell. This smell is for sale. Probably no one wants it for free. I still try to cook each fruit. It's broken. The fruit can be eaten exactly like a coconut tree to fate. I saw white foam flowing out like ice cream, brushing your teeth in the sun. If you smell it, it smells worse than your ex. I almost vomited all the coconuts I ate. It's on my shirt and knife. Without giving up, he continued to add the second coconut. In the end, it's the top. I only know how to use myself, then cursed the decision to add coconuts of my own. I wiped the knife on the dry wood. I see 2 hands still attached. Ran to wipe down the sand. Not only that, but the shirt is covered. Use sand to clean it up.
Oh! Oh no!
Back to the hut, he continued to fix the fire trap. It's like taking coconut oil out of a spa. Back to the old place. The salamander broke the trap yesterday. Blood rushed to the brain. He surreptitiously approached, holding the branches of the tree to death. And yes, ended the play. Chase BA in 7 turns. You caught a giant salamander like a mini dragon. Hanging from the tree like booty. Sharpening knife, cutting tree, peeling off meat. Wash with seawater to thoroughly clean every grain of meat. Then hang it and sprinkle it with baking salt, ready for the BBQ salamander party. The smoke of the island. While waiting for the salamander to ripen, he decided to hold a rod. Hang up the salamander's legs and start fishing, in the hope of a fish. Put it there and relax on the sand. If there's a noise, we'll pull the lever. After the salamander is ripe, I cut it little by little and eat. It feels like chicken or raw meat. Overall is extremely delicious, sitting there devouring pieces even though the meat is a bit tough, but it's still the best meal ever. Very similar to tearing chicken. Dip each bite slowly, and then chop coconuts. Unfortunately, it was cut into the finger. Bleeding, but not discouraged to drink the coconut show. Let go of anger. Keep looking for food. You're wearing a diving suit. To the sea with a spear. I was knocked upside down by the waves, and then you push it straight into the sea. Then I ask for a fish. Take it to the sand and continue diving. The deeper the dive, the more fish, but they started to run away, so they kept crashing. In the end, only one came back. Clean scrape scab, and go back to the fish fire. And the coconut tree fell and put the fishing rod, start slicing seasoning fish. Grill up and eat a few pieces. When it's getting dark but there's enough light, keep taking traps. Go deep into the forest. Put more traps. Go back to sleep when it is dark. The next morning it was beautiful. Light a fire and go to the beach. Pick up some bottles to make a paddle. He cut the plastic container off. Take a piece and use charcoal to make a hole in it. Oblique to the tree's branches to form oars. For the steamboat. Your survival gear. Run when you're done. Take a breath to blow the boat. Put it to the test and it still feels a bit flat. You should blow more air until it's almost dark and then climb out into the middle of the sea and fish. After a while nothing came back. I thought it was dark, but it turned out to be the opposite. The sun then went diving and stabbed a fish. Then to more become beer. Bring it back to the barbecue as always. Add salt and eat. After eating, I went to the forest and saw some strange bark. So I went up the hill. I feel the cold wind blowing on me. Go all the way to the other end and find some islands, and thought that if there's a raft it's really convenient to get around. I've come a long way. I came here hoping to find water. Take a long stick to poke coconuts in the tree. If you can't make it, swear a few words and throw it. After 7 defeats he threw a falling coconut. Pick it up and put it in 3 batches. Go back and do not hesitate, one by one. A few sips is too good. I don't like to eat coconuts, but I'm surviving. Should decide the ring. Try to put it in your mouth. After eating, he carried a big tree to avenge the coconuts. It makes each one drop like a fig. Then cut more fruit to drink. After drinking, get up. Your bag is heavy because it's filled with coconuts. Back to where you put the coconut. Down and take the boat out in the middle of the sea. Drop bait. Once in a while, I caught a fish. Too excited, so he dropped all the bait to catch more fish. I'm going to leave one to attract sharks, but after a while, Seawater rolls you out in the middle of the sea. We had to rush to the shore. When I turned back, I found a heavy fishing pole. I looked up and saw a big fish. There are yellow stripes on you. It's a giant trophy. It makes me so happy, because this will be my meal. Light a fire because it was dark. I can't catch a shark, but this fish is enough. He began to grill fish on the fire. After cooking, sip coconut water, sprinkle salt and start eating. After eating, roll out and sleep. The next morning would be my last day here. I'm going to chop some dried coconuts and bring them back. Try it, but only get the right belt. Then start the fire and continue to chop the dried coconut. Finally got a coconut berry that looks pretty good. He shaved off some extra virgin coconut oil and then bite the coconut berry and chew it to eat. Then you go into the hill and found a new hive on the tree, but not to arrest. Just eat a little more coconut because you seem to be addicted to coconuts. If you are eating, you have to spit it out because it is too boring. Then he went into the forest and told me he ate too many coconuts, so have to go. If you re-engineer a trap, you catch a crab, but the meat is bad. Decided not to eat and then continue to chop the dried coconut. I went to the river and found a small coconut. Then I went fishing, but I didn't get any. It's dark. The crabs have taken over your house, and you're soaked in the rain. The shelter is no more. But I still try to sit by the fire all night until dawn. Tomorrow I will have to dry. I sat awake by the fire until morning. I hope that our next lives will be better with you. And it's a 7-day journey of survival, not for the faint of heart. It's both practical and funny. Come here, the moments worth pondering. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like and register to discover more survival phases with me, the top of another top.